We now turn our sights to Korea's shipbuilding industry. As the government wrestles with restructuring, the local community surrounding shipbuilders struggles to stay afloat while trying to pick up the pieces in the face of a harsh reality. Our Shin Se-min travels to Geoje to take a closer look at the drastic twist of fate for the once seemingly invincible industry with the first installment of our two-part series.
It used to be a city, proud to be called the home of leading shipbuilders, but now it's slowly losing its vibrance. Geoje is known as the base of two of Korea's big three shipbuilders, Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering, and Samsung Heavy Industries, which are part of a pack that once controlled nearly 70% of the world's market share. But now, the entire shipbuilding industry is faced with an inevitable fate of downsizing owing to slumping oil prices and slowing global demand. The leading shipbuilders racked up collective losses of nearly $7.5 billion last year, and new orders slumped to their lowest levels in 11 years in February. Making matters worse, the spillover is starting to directly affect the local economy. Neighboring shops and restaurants that largely cater to workers from the industry are starting to close shop due to a steep slide in business.
Sales have dropped by 1/3 in the first quarter of this year compared to the previous quarter. I no longer see men and women in uniforms hanging out after work.
The property market is no different. Contrary to a bump of nearly 2% seen in Korea's overall housing market, prices in Geoje have gone down by 1%. In the recent months, the rental fees of studios near Daewoo Shipbuilding have dropped by 30%. On the labor front, the situation is much worse. Shipbuilders in the city are expected to cut back as many as 20,000 employees this year from their 90,000-strong workforce. Although restructuring is considered a much-needed move to salvage the industry from its rut, a former worker of one of the leading shipbuilding firms says things are not that simple from the eyes of employees.
Many of my former colleagues have already left their workplaces, and it's not easy finding an alternative job, especially given the short amount of time we had and the fact that we were high-paid workers.
Experts worry that losing large groups of employees with high wages in the process of corporate restructuring will result in a drop in household spending, thereby putting the health of the local economy at greater risk. Shin Se-min, Arirang News, Geoje.